Oh my gosh. Whoa! The John Deere 7520 roars to life. Good morning. Today is day 5 of preparing our soil to plant our 2020 rice crop here in California. We'll be driving this Case 245 Magnum, pulling behind a plow chisel, working up the soil a second pass. So, with all that said, let's get to work. All right, let's work. It's the 2020 crop year. My name is Matthew Sliger. That's right, we're out in California planting rice by air. Welcome to the rice fields. Ride with me from planting to harvest. This is California rice, my friends. You're watching Rice Farming TV. Why am I off the K7240 in the Ridger to be plowing today? Well, I'm filling in for a late employee. No names to be named. No shame to be shamed. Let's check it out. The drawbar hitch on the 245 always sags overnight. So just look how much trouble you could get into if you turned with the drawbar of the plow chisel and the 3-point hitch so close together. It would definitely knock. Don't worry, we'll raise it up. Come on inside. Whatever. See, you even get this little warning that we need to adjust the hitch because it's too low. Here's the hitch. You can see it set on 10. That would be the highest, but obviously it's super low. So we're gonna cycle back through it so that it engages and then lift it up. You'll also notice that we have the chisel plow resting on the ground as we leave it like that overnight, so it doesn't fall on any bunnies. I'm gonna raise that up. So we are clear for takeoff, and away we go. So as I mentioned, it is day 5 of preparing our soil. That means we are retracing our steps of ground that we went over on day 1 or 2, meaning that we're doing the second pass of our plow chisel. I've mentioned it before, but just to review, the first pass we do it diagonal. The second pass we do it straight across, aligned with the road or the levee. The reason why we do the first pass diagonally is, well, it's easy to see what you've worked up and what you haven't, because you've got untouched soil versus plowed up soil. The second time, it's obviously much more difficult to see what you've worked. So making just straight lines along with the road really helps you keep your orientation inside the field. But we'll head over there and we'll get to work, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. Got a good view of the Sutter Buttes in the distance there, and right here we're gonna hop into the field. Now, just figuring out where he left off. Can you tell where he left off, everybody? Yeah, me neither. So I'm just gonna pretty much start fresh. So you can see here's the levee. I'm gonna go straight down alongside the levee and just turn around and come straight back and come straight up, straight back, and move my way across the field. That's the plan. Now what I definitely don't want to do is plow up the levee, because as you know, we've already ridged it twice, 2 operations. If I chew it up with the chisel plow here, we'd have to redo our work. So I don't want to do that. Allow me just to concentrate on plowing right up next to the levee, and I'll get back to you, okay? Okay, I successfully did my opening pass. I gotta take my sunglasses off because it's a little bit tough seeing the line of where I've been, where I haven't been, because the ground all looks the same. Check it out behind me. So you can see going in that direction, it's a little bit easier to see because the sun is behind us. You see the moisture that we're bringing up with this new pass. However, if you look in front of me here, looking into the sun, it's very difficult to see the line. So I'm basically looking for an area that is slightly higher in elevation, just because I've more recently worked that up, so it should be a little bit more fluffier, but it's gonna be a breeze looking back this way. Coming to the end of the pass, I can see my tire marks, so that's helping me aim towards something while it's difficult to see going in this direction. Here, let me walk you through what I'm about to do. Bring the chisel plow up, slam on my right brake because I'm turning to my right, checking my drawbar back there, making sure my back tire doesn't hit it, checking my line here. Oh man, it's still kind of difficult to see. Straightening my tractor and putting the chisel plow down into the ground, lining up and trying to find my line. I can look off down in the distance and see that moisture and basically line up that way. And I'll basically be doing this all day until late employee number 1 shows up. Let's hope that's soon. Let's hope that's this year. Now I'm just started making my second pass back towards the sun, and it's immensely improved in terms of sight, knowing where I'm going. Check it out. Let me see if you can tell me why it's easier to see now. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Not sure if the camera is going to pick up the detail in the soil with the sun shining in its face, but what do you think? Why is it much easier for me to see now? Well, if you can notice that I've got my back and forth passes over here to the left of the tractor, and over here I have the passes that we did diagonally 2 or 3 days ago. Now I can follow the diagonal lines and see where they meet the straight lines, the lines that I'm making today with the chisel plow. And I know that my outside edge to my left is where the diagonal lines are meeting the straight lines. So basically 2 different ways that we can tell where our line is. New moisture of the soil that we've just recently plowed up and turned over, or the diagonal lines that we made previously. Pretty cool, huh? And obviously, I'm totally freehanding this. This tractor doesn't have GPS or auto steer, so this is how the boys did it, old school. Good news, got a little update from Pops, late employee number 1. Just simply slept in a little bit, running a little late. Anyway, we'll continue plowing for him and we'll move on once he gets here. It's actually nice kind of changing up the operation for today. I've been doing so much of the filling in of drains and building up the levees, and I know actually once he gets here, I'm going to continue with that. So, good to do a little tillage. Good to do a little field work. Good to do a little back and forth. Good to do a little bumpy. Good to get a little lost out here. I can put my sunglasses on because late employee number 1 has shown up and he's gonna take over. Perfect time because I essentially did this entire field. He just needs to follow my tire tracks and head straight out and now work on that section of the field. Anyway, let's move on. Let's check out the soil. Look how that's working up. A little bit of moisture in this dirt clod here, but easily breakable. We're really working up this soil pretty good. Left me middle of the field here. Pickup's way over there. should probably just reiterate why we're doing different directional passes over the field with the chisel plow. Well, the chisel shanks are about 12 inches apart, meaning that in one pass we're not working up every piece of ground. So we need to make two passes. We don't want to make the same pass in the same direction because the chisel teeth will just fall in the same grooves of the first pass, right? So we crisscross paths, ensuring that we're working up that much more soil. I think I've gone over that, but just to reiterate. Wind. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's better. So now I've got to go pick up Pops because while I was plowing in the 245, he took the 7240 over to two different fields, off-site fields. So his pickup is where we left the 7240 yesterday, but he in the 7240 are two different fields a bit down the road. So let's go get him. Nice. Looks like Pop's got some diesel to the boys out here while he's filling in for late employee number 1. Sweet. Got Pops to his pickup, but he forgot his thermos, which is okay with me. More coffee for me. Pops and I are going to take an early lunch because of this north wind. It's perfect to burn our last 3 levees that we have at the main ranch around the equipment yard. Yet we got 3 more levees that we haven't burned. You remember us burning levees in a previous episode of Rice Farming TV. Well, since we haven't burned those levees and cleared the weeds away, we obviously haven't ridged those levees as well. So those last 3 levees are far behind because most of all the other levees on all the other fields have been ridged twice. So, time to play catch up on the last 3 levees. Let's get some lunch, and then we'll get back to work. And we're back from lunch. Good burn, I think. Yeah, all right, let's keep going. What do you think? Did we clear some unwanted weeds? I think so. Got a good burn on the levee and kind of got a good burn out in the field. Remember our cornfield that I used the yellow corn disc to disc up? And to create a fire break? It's working! Pops is a fire break man. Don't want to catch that on fire. And we just got done successfully burning. Everyone's okay, everything's okay. Pops fired up the 7520 John Deere. And we're gonna move that over to our last deep well pump that requires a motor to run its gear head. But that's going to take us a while to get it lined up and get the drive line attached. And Rick out here is just about finished with this field, so I'm going to instruct him as to where he's going next. Really clear to see the moisture line of what Rick has just worked up and what was worked up 3 or 4 days ago. Doing a real good job of bringing up that last bit of moisture that's in the soil. Doing a good job drying this field down. Here's Rick in the 340. Let's stop him. Hey Ricky, how you doing? And then you're gonna do it north to south, okay? Yeah, opposite direction you're doing this one. Does that sound good? Yeah. All right, thank you, Rick. Bye. All right, Rick's got it. Getting a good rip. Working up that soil. All right, let's rush over to that deep well pump where Pops is probably waiting for us with that John Deere 7520. Let's go. See, there's one deep well pump that we already have that motor hooked up to. So basically, we're trying to do the same thing with the John Deere 7520. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up to Pops. Here we are. We made it. Just in time. I think we got it lined up pretty good. And this, of course, we're doing now just so we don't have to do it in the heat of the summer in case there's an emergency. Otherwise, we're not even going to run the tractor. We're not going to run the deep well. Just here, just in case.
Yeah.
You want me to keep the dripper on? Okay, John Deere 7520 has now just been converted into a deep well pump motor machine. Let's test it. Dripper is on, driveline is hooked up. Here we go. The John Deere 7520 roars to life. Engine started. Dramatic pause. Pops is engaging the PTO, turning the driveline. Driveline's turning the deep well pump. You hear anything? Whoa! Water! Liquid gold! Okay, Pops, rev it up! That's good, clean water. Gearhead's not hot, that's good too. Pops is trying to adjust the pipe so we don't lose any of that water out the sides. Yeah, Pops wants to fix that. Also, he's got the tractor at 1600. Now it's up to 1800 RPM. Little different sound. Yeah, nice and cold. Disengage, tractor off. Successful mission today. Hopefully, we won't have to even run that this entire crop year because we have plenty of surface water. Thanks. Well, we got the John Deere 7520 all hooked up to the driveline and the deep well pump. Awesome. It's about 5 o'clock right now, so no sense heading out over to the 7520 case and continue filling in drains and ridging. Can you believe that, guys? Made it an entire day without having to do any ridging or filling in drains. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Between doing the chisel work in the morning for late employee number 1, burning in the early afternoon, and now moving the John Deere, had a pretty full day. Not much to do, but what we could do is head up on that high levee road and get some cool shots of Tristan, who's driving the 260 and doing some chiseling. You guys want to do that? Let's do it. There's old Ricky in the 340. He moved over to the field that we asked him to. Perfect. And there's Tristan way over there in the 260 pull chisel. As Rick was doing the second pass on the field we just drove by, Tristan is doing the first pass on this field. Let's see if we can't get up on that levee and get a better view. Here we are. Come on, let's get to him. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, baby. Making darn straight lines. Pretty good. Unworked field, totally worked up field. See the difference? Nice. That was sweet. Now what are we gonna do? Okay, so Pops just gave me a great idea of something that we could go check out. Come on, let's go. Well, hello, John Deere 7520. Looking good, am I right? Okay, we are over at the North Sligers rice field. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I gotta get my hip boots on for this. This is amazing. Ah, over there. Raccoon track. Okay, so we are over at the North Sligers ditch pump, which lifts water out of the ditch in front of me. Okay, so we are in front of the North Sligers ditch pump, which lifts surface water out of the ditch, which is in front of me, and puts it into our rice field. Now, Caltrans wanted to evaluate this bridge, so they asked us to lower our dam, therefore lowering the surface of the water. So what has that done? It's created a little pond over here, and well, why don't I just show you? Not sure if you can see through the glare of the water, but do you hear that sound? That's amazing. Dozens of huge carp. They're jostling in the water due to me being down here and my sound. Let me get up on the road. Let's let the mud and muck settle and see if we can't get a good overview shot. Amazing! Do you see them all? Lots of smaller fish over here on this side of the bridge. Huge pollywog over there, you see it? It seems as if the carp like being under the shade of the bridge. Not sure which side of the road it's better to view them, this side or this side. Let's look this side. Wow, they're huge. Oh. They're like 3 feet long. The biggest one's like 3.5 feet long. I could seriously watch these guys for hours. It's amazing. Dozens of them. Whoa, I found the alpha. Not sure if you can see him. He's kind of in the muck. The water's gonna clear up in a second because I'm not scaring them as much as I did when I was down there. So pretty soon we'll be able to see a whole lot better. Awesome. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that little departure from farming and tractor work. Little fish, carp, cool, good tip, Pops. Let me know down in the comment section if you want to see more wildlife out here, because we should be seeing a lot more now that we're working up ground and just out here more. Anyway, getting late into the evening now, so might as well head over to the equipment yard and meet the boys over at the fuel wagons. Let's go. All right, the boys are coming in. Let's fuel them up. There's Tristan. Oh, and Rick snuck in here as well. What's up, Rick? boys at the main equipment yard here are fueling up. That's my duty. Pops is taking care of and getting fuel to the boys that are off site. All pretty well organized. Just making sure Rick has all of his chisel teeth, all of his bolts, and that his chisel plow's in good condition. And it looks like it is. Good job, Rick. Well, I think that's all for us, folks. We're gonna head home once we get finished fueled up. Hope you guys enjoyed day 5 of planting rice here in California. I know I did. Had a little bit of free time to check out some fish. That was fun. Give me a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day, because we'll be out here every day. Bye-bye. I saw a bunny rabbit right over there. It's a baby bunny rabbit. Lost him.